I'm doing better than I would have a year ago with the kind of news that I just got. But um, basically, I've lost phone service, so I'll no longer be able to call people in my network or even be able to use GPS when I'm driving, which that's kind of a big concern because I rely heavily on GPS to get around in that. But at least I still have the phone to where I can access the internet via Wi-Fi and all of that. Um, I feel like I don't have much juice left here, so it'll probably, I've got 12% left. Unfortunately, I didn't think about how I was going to be going live when I came over here. The first thing would be that I'll be starting tomorrow morning out with $8. I do have some sandwiches to take down, and I have food to start out and books and all of that. But if anybody would like to support the ministry, I'm so tired anymore at this point. But it's 1 Peter 4:12 Bible, 1 Peter 4:12 Bible on Cash App. I'm really just using this platform to vent anymore. I am constantly getting criticized for my Catholicism. Basically, I get a lot of feedback like it's okay for you to be Catholic, but when you start to, you start to, but then when you get into details of it, they're against the rosary, or well, I was talking to a friend of mine, not really a very good friend, but a friend of mine in Messenger today who accused me of papal worship, of worshiping the Pope. And I'm thinking, this is somebody that I do street ministry with on Thursday nights. And I'm thinking, where on earth to get that from? And it's like we're just talking past each other. It's all coming from ignorance of the church. I am expected as someone who does street ministry basically everywhere I look throughout the Protestant and non-denominational world to just be like us and talk about the Holy Spirit and relationship and these different things. And we're good. We're all yoked. But if I'm Catholic and if I have to say, listen, here's a powerful tool, the rosary, when let's say I'm side by side with people that are non-denominational and I'm saying, here's a rosary, they sometimes look at me weird, you know, or if I start to talk about the importance of the question of authority, where now that you found Jesus, now where do you go? You know, if I start to talk like that, it's offensive. I'm starting to realize that just comes with the territory. And I think a lot of Catholics, especially if you're vocal about your faith, or especially if you're um, missionary in your zeal for the Catholic Church, you are going to get a lot of backlash from the non-denoms and Protestants, the non-denoms almost especially, who kind of feel like everything you represent is bad and the things that they try to escape from the Christian world. They want nothing to do with that. And meanwhile, I'm trying to say back, what do you have if you don't have the church? And I'm saying it, the church. What do you even have? You only arrive at a Protestant or non-denominational perspective or point of view in ignorance of history, and they don't have to be ignorant of history. They don't have to be ignorant of the church. Um, but a lot of times I find that people kind of put these blinders on and they choose to. And everything is relational and everything is the Holy Spirit moved me to do this and that. Fine, all that could be true. But can we line it up with the church that God founded? Otherwise, I mean, if he didn't even found a church, uh, that belies the first part of his relationship, where he had his relationship with the Jews, who came up with all their traditions and all this. How is that any different than the Catholic Church? I just I'm constantly being accused of being divisive for being Catholic, and I got thick skin, so I get it at this point. I really do. I get it at this point. I'm basically being tested intensely by my own Catholic Church to see whether or not I'm going to leave the Catholic Church. I truly see. I don't see things in the flesh these days because I've been tested so wildly that it's every single thing, and I'm not sure that the people involved even know it. There's this mystery as to how we all get connected. But here's what I want to say clearly. I'm being called into the church. I will be a deacon in the church one day, and that's very prophetic. That's a very bold claim to make. I made it in December of 2024 or January of 2025, one of the two. It was very close after all these things happened. There is no way, based on the amount of rejection and different things that I've had to endure through the church, that that could even be possible. Having stated that at the time, especially with my background and everything else. So if that happens, there will still be those who reject it and say this is. I know that that'll happen, right? But please allow it to affirm people's faith when it does happen. I can't talk about Jesus and then not talk about the Catholic Church. How? How am I going to tell people about Jesus? Or how am I going to be talking? Let's say I'm talking to a homeless person on the street and they're going through all these different problems. And I'm with somebody that just wants to talk about prayer. And meanwhile, I got the most powerful prayer weapon in the world, which is in my pocket. Well, I'm being rejected because I'm getting tested. I don't, I don't want to bring it up over and over again. The reasons why I've had conflict with the Catholic Church so far. The conflict has been just basic stuff. The church, oftentimes, when somebody, no, I'm not going to choose Orthodoxy either. I'm Catholic, but thank you. See, even now, it's just the pressure is to be something other than or multiple choice. Like, I hear you, brother, I'm with you. How about what? Have you considered Orthodoxy, which is so close to you? See, there you go. Pope is a heretic. No, the Pope is not a heretic. No, the Cohen, Jeremiah Cohen, is just simply a pseudonym. My real name's Adam Tebby. I've shared that over time too. Um, oh God, this is a terrible video. Basically, I'm just tired of being pressured by other Christians to be just like them, where it's like the church doesn't, no church matters. It's all about relationship. It's all Holy Spirit inspired. But the moment that, but I can't do it. I can't not be Catholic in how I try to minister and respond to the people that I'm working with on the street, as an example. So I absolutely have to be able to offer a rosary, which often gets very strange looks. Or if I start to talk about, again, we're getting a little circular here, but I got thrown off a minute ago, about how we were a unified church. God never intended us to be so fragmented. Are you kidding me? It's like, but for some people that are not thinking real hard, in my opinion, they say things like, "Well, all that really matters is that we are in relationship with Jesus." How do you know you're in relationship to Jesus if your church is teaching things which historically the church would not have taught? Is that not an important question or not? I can't put a stamp on it, or I can't dampen it, mostly because my most powerful opening to the Lord and when things just started happening for me was as I became Catholic, not Orthodox, not Pan Christian, not non denominational, not as a Baptist. And I have, for the first year and a half now of my journey, endured tremendous pressure from others for me to admit Catholic wrong, Catholic bad, Pope heretic, teachings wrong, rosary bad, Mary wrong, when everything I've found about it is the exact opposite. And I'm just supposed to follow another voice. I'm not doing it again. I'm done following voices that I know to not be that voice that is telling me to hang on and see it through. I'm done. I'm done shopping. I'm done trying to find. I found the church. I don't need to shop anymore. Oh God. See, this is the devil. Like we are the true church, the Orthodox church, or everybody's claiming this. There's only one though that can actually make that actual claim through history, through scholarship. And nobody cares. Here in 2026, it's in vogue to just say, whatever I want, whatever I say. We can't all be right. Either you're right or I'm wrong. And then if you're right, Zachary, then all the Baptists are wrong and all the Presbyterians are wrong and Methodists are wrong and everything else. So you see, we're fragmented. It's not that me being Catholic is disunifying, it's that we are not unified as a church. The Christian church, the Catholic church in the truest sense, is supposed to be unified in belief, doctrine, purpose, mission, everything. And we're not. And it's not because the Catholic Church is untrue, it's because men left the Catholic Church who thought they knew better, who who broke up that church. Repeating, mind you, constantly, a lot of these new denominations are just repeating heresies that were decided upon at various councils over the years. It's getting ridiculous. I literally I can't wait to just be as much as I've wanted to have this life and maybe get married and all these things, the more I've looked at it, especially today, for some reason, I'm thinking, am I just being called straight up into the church? Because this world, honestly, anymore just feels absolutely pointless to try to conform to. What would I do? Have a nice life where I'm making, for what? Like making money to live a secular life? No, that's never my goal. I literally want to bring people to the Catholic Church. And and obviously that requires to bring people close to Jesus. I can't do it in any other way. I can't do it your Pentecostal non-denominational way. I would be lying. I would be inauthentic. And yet when I do it that way, and I'm working with these people in ministry areas, they can't stand me because I'm saying things that they're not in agreement with, and it's like this is why this whole thing's a joke and a problem. And you could look at me like I'm the issue, and it's like you guys left. I'm not the problem. The rosary's only weird to you because you followed post-Reformation heretics. That's a reality. Facts. They matter. The devil's all up in the details of this, man. I just get tired of I get tired of the anti-Catholicism. I really do. But I'm signing up for that, especially if I'm getting called into the church. There's a lot of hatred for the Catholic Church, and good reason. The serpent likes to hiss at the Catholic Church. The Pope is a heretic. The rosary is evil idolatry. I had a black Hebrew Israelite the other day getting food in line at a homeless handout, just yelling all kinds of racist stuff at me because I had been handing out rosaries. I don't want one of them. That's idolatry. Don't you know who I am? Basically, like practically wanting me to kiss his feet. And he started throwing out F bombs, and I turned and I looked at him and I was like, that ain't the Spirit of the Lord that I know. And he kept wanting to argue with me. Now, look, I'm getting tested. I'm always getting tested and refined to just not react. And I didn't. I finally had to cut him off, though. Because I finally said, God bless you, you have a good night. And he still wanted to argue. And that's when I had to yell at him a little bit and let him know, brother, I'm trying to leave you alone. I'm trying to walk away. It's time for you to leave me alone now, right? You got to set a line. But it's gotten ridiculous out here. It's gotten absolutely ridiculous. Christianity was never meant to be this confusing. It's all the devil. That's literally the translation. All these denominations, all these options, all these flavors. He's subtle. He appears as an angel of light too. He'll help you. Oh my gosh, he'll help. As long as he can help you go to the increase the odds that you're going to fall into the pit that he's going to. He's happy. Don't be dumb. Don't think that everybody in your life is just, anybody who helps you. I know that much is necessarily your friend. Sadly, we do not live in that world. I wish I did. I wish I could just. I have learned that I can only trust one. That's it. And you know who that is. So you guys have a good night. I've got 4% left on my phone. You won't be hearing from me for a while because I no longer have my phone. So only when I have Wi-Fi access. God bless you all in Jesus' name.